Pizza time.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Star Power channel. I'm here in my dining room. I just came back from watching Spider-Man Brand New Day, and gotta be honest guys, that was a freaking great movie. I gotta be so real with you. We're obviously gonna get more into it later, but for now, I thought I'd, tell you guys what we're doing here. So last month, I did a movie review and food review for Supergirl. I thought I would do the same, and I thought maybe we can make this a trend. So every time there's a superhero movie, I'll sit here with whatever food products they come out with, and I will be trying them out on camera and doing a little food review, movie review, mukbang, ASMR, I don't know. So today what we have these ones I got the ads for the most. We have the, as I just tilt the whole thing over, we have the Spider-Man Brand New Day Webberoni Pizza from Little Caesars, and we have the Fuego Takis. I did already try the Blue Heat Takis.
They hit. And then you swallow?
Yeah, I don't recommend that. So we're gonna try these ones live. And yeah, and as I eat, I will give you guys a nice review. So the Webberoni Pizza, I'm pretty sure, if we're correct, should I show you guys before I even see myself? This is the pizza. Here it is. Wow, that actually looks that looks pretty yummy. I'm pretty sure it's literally just a pepperoni pizza, just with shredded pepperoni instead of disc pepperoni. I do not plan to eat this whole thing for you guys today. I plan to just eat a decent portion of this. I gotta save, room in my stomach for the Takis there. This is one of the boxes. This is upside down, obviously, because he should be hanging. This is one of the boxes. An alternate box is, I'm gonna show you a picture right here. That was actually the first time that I got Little Caesars while they were doing this whole collab. And yeah, so, and one thing that's really funny that my friend Cam mentioned to me was this is absolute gamer food. They know their target audience. This is literal gamer food. Those are like the only people that are watching a Spider-Man movie are gamers. So we got the pizza and the Takis for the gamer. I'm surprised they didn't do a Mountain Dew collab. And also there is a McDonald's collab, at least in some other countries, because I have a friend out of this country who did get the McDonald's to check it out for me. This is just a Happy Meal, and it comes with a little backpack, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't think I'm missing any foods. If so, let me know in the comments below, but let's get right into this pizza. All right, so like I said, I'm pretty sure it's gonna taste exactly like a pepperoni. I don't usually do pepperoni because of how compact the flavor is in each pepperoni, and I'm not the biggest pepperoni fan in general. How about let's take a shot every time I say pepperoni, huh? But this might be nice because it looks like it's pretty evenly dispersed. Oh, it's good. I mean, Little Caesars in general is really good. Not like I'm sponsored or anything, but yeah, this is good. I was correct in my theory that I would like it more because of how dispersed it is. However, I'm noticing there's a slice right here that has almost all cheese. So anyway, let's do an overall review. So overall, I really love this movie. This was a very good Spider-Man movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was an amazing watch. Now, actually, this was to a very strangely large amount of people's surprise. This was my first MCU movie watching in theaters. The Fantastic Four movie was gonna be the first. However, I felt like I was too far behind, and I thought there was gonna be tie-ins from the other MCU movies, and so I didn't. So yeah, so this was my first MCU movie watching in theaters. And it was very good. It was very, very good. I would say overall, right, because I like to do a rating at the beginning. I would say this movie, I don't know. Do I really put it in a 10? I'd say this movie was no. It's a personal opinion. God forbid I have an opinion. This was a 10 out of 10 movie. I have a hard time finding a flaw with this movie. Being a 10 out of 10 now doesn't mean that it's in my top 10 movies of all time. I just thought it was a very good movie. I think objectively, it is the best live-action Spider-Man movie, and I think it would be my personal favorite one if I didn't have nostalgia bias about Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is my favorite Spider-Man movie, live action at least. I just love it so much. I love it to the ends of the earth, and so I unfortunately can't take bias away from me. So I think if I had no bias in my heart, I would be able to put this movie right above Spider-Man 2. But that's how good this movie is. Some overall things, visual. The visuals of this movie were so good. I don't think you could give me a single frame where like the colors didn't look nice. I just mean like colors and cinematography, like it was just a wonderful movie to look at. I thought all the colors popped beautifully, and it was just so nice to look at the whole way through. Every character looked amazing. Genuinely just enjoyed all of this movie. Sound design, I thought was really good. I loved all the music choice. I loved all the sound effects. I like genuinely I loved it so much. Like it's hard because I try to criticize things, especially with my DC bias. I try to find things to nitpick, but like I can't. I feel like I gotta rank this in terms of the MCU Spider-Man movies. Here's some really scalding hot takes. I put No Way Home and Homecoming at the bottom. I'd say Homecoming at the very bottom, and then No Way Home, but then there's a gap, and then Far From Home, and then a smaller gap, and Brand New Day. But yeah, so I like this movie very much, and it's very hard for me to critique it because I felt like it just had a lot of solid moments. I'm gonna try to go through the format of the Supergirl review, and we're gonna go over the characters. Obviously, I don't have different sauces or condiments that talk about each character, so I'm gonna choose the 4 superhero characters that were in the movie, review them individually, and then I'm going to talk about, just in general, the non-superhero characters that were like, you know, like civilians and stuff. Hello, Future Star here, few minutes into the video. I just realized I want to let you guys know, if I'm talking about something that I believe to be a spoiler, I'm going to put a Spider-Man logo in the corner of the screen. Just so you guys know, if you want like 0 spoilers whatsoever, then you could skip over it. But yeah, so just want to let you know. Love you guys. All right, back to the video. So starting off with Spider-Man, you know, obviously got to say this is the best Spider-Man suit we've seen, especially most comic accurate suit we've ever seen in live action. It captures him perfectly to the point where literally when you draw him, this literally looks just like a Spider-Man, like generic comic book Spider-Man that they would put like on backpacks and lunch boxes as a kid. Like, it's Spider-Man. When I see like the new Superman or the new Batman, like you look at like the design of the cowl or like the design of like the Superman's collar, and like when I see those things, I think of DCU Superman, I think of Matt Reeves Batman. I don't think of just the character, but that is Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, hopefully it does. So yeah, absolutely the best costume that we've seen. Tom Holland's performance, really good. I always was okay with how he performed Spider-Man. I just didn't like what his Spider-Man did. So it was more of a writing thing rather than his acting. And so like, I like how he acts as Peter. I like that he comes off as like an awkward guy. I feel like the best Peter Parker has been Tobey Maguire's, and so he's really close to that. And yeah, I just, the way that he acts and stuff, the way that his Spider-Man voice is really good. I thought the whole arc of the organic webs was really good. I will be honest, I was on the side of people that thought that it was a symbiote thing, but I think it was really good. So that's my review of Spider-Man. I thought it was 10 out of 10 performance, absolutely. Man, let me get through one slice first before I start talking more. I was thinking like, I'll have probably half of this pizza. I'm gonna be completely done talking by the time I finish 2 pieces. It was really good though. Next up, I guess I'll go with the the main side character of the movie, Punisher. I was very pleasantly surprised. In general, I'm not a Punisher kind of guy. I've never been like much of an anti-hero, like guns blazing kind of hero guy, but I loved his performance. I thought it was phenomenal. I haven't watched anything of the Punisher in the past. I know there's plenty of media, but I haven't watched any of it, but his involvement in this movie was so good. I thought that he was only gonna come in for a cameo. And I know in the trailer, we saw Punisher in the car. So I thought that the tank scene was gonna be it. I didn't know that he was gonna come back. And when he came back and just kept on being a part of the whole movie, it was amazing. I thought that was so good. He was such a great side character, and he added so much. And I think it adds even more the fact that like the character in the comics, he was introduced in a Spider-Man comic. Like he was a Spider-Man character in the beginning. And so like it's so nice, like it ties it all together. Like I genuinely believe that this is like one of the first movies that was like, hey, let's take Spider-Man comics as a whole and put it into a movie. And that's why I love this movie so much. That's why it's like a 10 out of 10, because it's like Superman, where like it was just like, let's actually consider what it's like in the comic book world. Like not try to make everything so hyper realistic and stuff. Like let's just take comics as they are and put them into a movie format. And that's why it worked so well. But yeah, I loved all the emotional beats. The scene where he was at the hospital with Peter and he's like, no, you need to rest and stuff. And like, I thought I killed you. And he like broke down and he's like, listen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And Peter's like trying to say, it's okay. Like, I thought that was so good. Like that we got to see this character like grow in a way. Like there was, even though he's had all this media, there's like all this media where we got to see this character develop, I'm assuming. Even still, we get to see some kind of character development with this character. It doesn't end up being just like a one-faced character where it's just like, oh, this is how it is. This is who he is. And he's just going to keep acting like this. So it was phenomenal. So I would give Punisher also 10 out of 10. Oh my God, this is so good. Next, I'm going to go with Hulk. Now, Lord says he believes the Hulk was basically just a glorified cameo. He was like, in the college scene, it was a Bruce Banner cameo. Then when he fights Spider-Man, it was like a Hulk cameo. I don't really see it that way. Because like, I feel like a cameo means that like they didn't need to be there. Like almost all of the Stan Lee cameos were exactly that. They were just cameos. He came in, he was doing something. Like TASM 1 when he's in the library. He didn't need to be there. He could have been out of there. It could have been anyone else. It would have been fine. But because it was Stan Lee, it was nice. Obviously, like Thor Ragnarok, like he's the reason why Thor has the short hair and stuff like that. So like there's sometimes when they do that, but like that's not what this was, I believe. Like Bruce Banner like helped the plot. Like the plot wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for Bruce Banner and the Hulk. So I thought it was very nice. Hulk was actually the first favorite superhero of mine. Little fun fact. I know, for such a DC guy, my first ever superhero that was my favorite was the Hulk. So I've always had some kind of like, just a little bit more of an attraction to him in media. It really sucks. I hate all the rights issues, so like they can't make a Hulk movie. It's the stupidest thing. I could go on for hours about that, but I won't. But seeing him in this movie was very nice. I'm glad that we got a Bruce Banner and Into the Hulk. I think it was like a nice reset for him, because it's kind of like we really were under the impression after Infinity War and Endgame that like we were just gonna have Smart Hulk and that was it. And then like I watched She-Hulk last month and he was there for a second as Bruce Banner, and then whatever inhibitor he had, it broke and he became Smart Hulk again. And it was just like, okay, I guess. So it's just like, but it's just like, you know, but this was good. It was like a reset where we get to see Bruce Banner being Bruce Banner, but then we get to see the Hulk, and it's the Hulk. Like when he came out originally as the Hulk, and he was Smart Hulk, I was like, really? Spider-Man's gonna fight Smart Hulk? Like that's so stupid. But then he got even angrier, and he's like, I can't control myself. And we get to finally see real full Hulk for the first time since technically Infinity War, but basically Thor Ragnarok. That is amazing. I thought it was so good. I thought the scenes were really good. It was just phenomenal. It was so, it cured my heart. I was very, 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 very happy. I thought it was handled very well. He wasn't there for like too long, but he freaking delivered, bro. He freaking delivered in this movie, and I just was so happy to see it. So again, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. So next I want to talk about the main villain of this movie. This is a pretty huge spoiler. So definitely, if you don't want to be spoiled, this is like the biggest thing that like it will change the movie for you. Skip this. I'll put a timestamp there. We're going to be talking about Jean Grey. Now guys, there were two ideas I had for Sadie Sink, obviously. It was either going to be Jean Grey, or we were going to get an actual Mary Jane. And this was maybe going to be like a Mary Jane from another universe or something. I don't know. It could have been either in my mind because we haven't really seen mutants unless they're from other dimensions. So I wasn't really sure. But it was Jean Grey. And I thought this was great. She delivered her performance insanely well. Sadie Sink is very talented. I've seen like clips online of her acting in other projects. But this was the first like full movie that I watched with her in it, to my knowledge, and she just did very, very well. I love the art. I mean, it was kind of like as soon as I found out that the enemy has mind abilities, I didn't think of Jean Grey automatically. I was like, who could this be? Like, what could this possibly be? And then when I saw her, I was like, it's gotta be Jean Grey. 1000%. I think everyone thought that. But it was very good. It was very good. So many twists of characters like switching and being like, oh, that's actually the bad guy. Oh, that's not the bad guy anymore. That's the bad guy. And okay, please let me know in the comments below, how many of you, when watching the movie, thought that the black kid that asked Spider-Man what he was doing in the alley, who else thought that that was Miles? I straight up thought that was going to be, just like how in Homecoming, there was the one scene with Uncle Aaron, but like we didn't know that it was Uncle Aaron. We just knew it was this guy, Aaron, and he had a nephew named Miles. Like, I thought it was going to be something like that, where it's like we don't really get to know much, but we just see him for a second, and then later on, you know? I straight up thought that was Miles. So please let me know if you guys thought that in the comments below, because I don't want to feel like I'm crazy. Like, yeah, so like there was like that scene and the MJ scene where like she kissed Peter, and then she goes, "Wow, that was really sweet. I can understand why you love her so much." And like that was crazy. And then when MJ ends up saying that she was 1 second she was in her dorm and then she was in the sky, I was like, she was in her body that whole time? That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the biggest twist for me, I was trying so hard to think of what VMAX could possibly be. And then when she looked up and saw Vent Max and finds out that was the last thing she saw, holy shit, dude. Holy shit. That was just, like, that was one of so many emotional beats that just hit so hard. It just, I would, like, my jaw was on the floor, and it was just so good. It's one of these things that, like, I feel like I don't know how to express why I liked it so much. It just felt so good to watch, and like watching all these characters, like I didn't feel myself outside of the movie at all. Like once I was in the movie, I was watching the movie. Like, and I was so locked into this movie, and that's the problem sometimes with movies nowadays, is that like something will happen in the movie, and I'll just like it'll take me out of the movie. Like I said in Supergirl, when they chose that one song for the needle drop, and it just like felt so off, and so I legit was like, what? Like that took me out of the movie for a second. But this movie, there wasn't a single scene that took me out of the movie. It was just so good. It was just so good. Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, I have to give her another 10 out of 10. It's so hard because like I try to give like at most 9 out of 10s for performance. I feel like I can't give a 10 out of 10 because nobody's perfect, you know? But this movie and these actors that played their roles just played them to such a perfection that I just don't know what else to give them. I just enjoyed it so, and I'm so locked into telling you guys, I can't eat at all. With the Supergirl movie review, I was eating like the whole time. I can't even fucking finish 2 slices of pizza, bro. Like, come on. I guess I'll go really quickly over Scorpion. I thought Scorpion was a great inclusion. I like that every Spider-Man movie, for the most part, with the exception of No Way Home, we have a new Spider-Man villain because he has such a big rogues gallery. I'm glad that there are so many movies that like give attention to each villain. So like Disney Plus actually started doing this. The title cards for most of these movies are literally the villain and then the Spider-Man, and the villain and then the Spider-Man. And it's like so simplistic, but it's like if you want to watch the Green Goblin movie, watch Spider-Man 1. If you want to watch the Lizard movie, watch TASM 1. You know, and so like, and then we got Electro and Sandman and Doc Ock and Venom, and then we got Mysterio and Vulture, and now this one was Scorpion. I thought it was very nice. I thought it's very cool. And even though they wanted to do this like much bigger of a story, I'm glad they still kept to that theme. And I hope they continue doing this going forward. I just think it's very nice, especially because like Spider-Man has such a massive rogues gallery. I feel like it's so nice to pay attention to each villain and like they all get like their little moments. I feel like definitely Scorpion could have gotten some more focus. I feel like it would be nice to give him a movie where he does more and we get to see actually him just doing more. I feel like the actor playing the character, he did a 10 out of 10, but I think the writing for Scorpion was more like a 7 out of 10 just because like I feel like it could have been anybody. You know what I mean? It could have been anyone in a mech suit. It could have been Rhino, for example, you know? So like he was just a guy in a suit that's trying to do evil, you know? And so like I genuinely believe you could have put exactly Rhino in Scorpion's position and the movie would have been practically identical. So that's the only thing. So I feel like, I hope in the future we maybe get something if they decide to do a Sinister Six in a Spider-Man movie. I hope they at least focus on what makes him more unique, just so, you know, give him that respect that he deserves, you know? Now I want to think of like a nitpick or something. I had one nitpick, literally one nitpick, and I just can't remember it at all. But swinging scenes, phenomenal. I remember the nitpick. So my little nitpick, the only nitpick I could have with this movie, that was the only time that I was like, okay.
The slow-mo scenes.
Did they look cool? Yes, every single time. Every single time they looked cool. But the amount of them, I'm pretty certain that there was one slow-mo scene in every fight scene. And so that's what was just weird. It's like the movie's like, hey, we have a really cool shot here. Let's slow it down. Like every time. And like, I feel like there should be a limit to the amount of slow-mo scenes that you do. I just feel like it takes away sometimes and it makes it try to seem cinematic. It's like the movie creators are like, hey, look, this looks really nice, right? And it's like, okay. Like, again, you could do that like maybe twice or 3 times. But again, I think it was like 6 times they had like a slow-mo scene. So it was just again, the smallest little nitpick. I don't think that my thoughts on the movie would have changed much if they didn't do that. But that was it. Really, I'm trying here. Guys. I'm trying to nitpick. I'm trying to think of something to knock it down to a 9 out of 10 because I feel like I can't give it a 10 out of 10, but it was a great movie. I genuinely believe it was the Batman and Superman of the MCU. I feel like it was those movies for Spider-Man, like 100%. I feel like this is the Spider-Man movie. Like it takes Spider-Man as a character and like perfectly puts him in a movie. I think it's really good. Okay, so I actually only finished 2 slices of pizza. So I am going to leave the pizza there and we are going to take a look at the Takis. So like I said, I did already eat the blue heat. Holy moly. I didn't even realize it's the same thing. Hold on. It's the same design. That's so cool. Wow. How did I not realize that? I did have the blue Takis, so I wanted to choose these ones just for a fair review, you know, something I hadn't actually had before. I've had Takis once. I think it was like red hot Takis. I got one gripe. Did you have to make them the hottest level? Did you gotta do that? You couldn't have one Spider-Man flavor that wasn't the hottest option? Come on, guys. I'm trying not to shit my pants over here in pain. Okay. Let's do it. Spider-Man Fuego Takis down the hatch. I will say that tastes better than the blue one. Oh, that was hot, bro. It's hot. Oh my god. For no reason, dude. For absolutely no reason they gotta be this hot. Shit. Bro, damn! And the thing that sucks too, that sucked with the blue bag, It's a whole ass bag. It's like filled up to here. I gotta eat these, suffer, because I hate wasting food. This is the crime I'm paying. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to make a tier list of the movie foods. I'm gonna have S tier, A tier, B tier. I don't think I need more than that. And then it's the same food, just with the labeling, you know? Because some of them are literally just that. First one to go in that category are these Takis. I'm pretty sure the Fuego exists. The Blue Heat exists. It's exactly the same Takis. It just has Spider-Man on the bag. So it's nothing crazy. So these are going in that bottom tier. This pizza, I'm going to put it in B tier. I think it's a good pizza. I mean, it's Little Caesars. Like, come on. But I think if I were to have this or a pepperoni pizza, I would like this one just a tiny bit more. So it's just in the B tier. No, I gotta have something where it's new but it's bad. So I'll do C tier for that. Yeah. So C tier will be effectively they tried something, never try that again. But yeah, so I'll put this in B tier just because like it was all right. I wouldn't be like, oh, I gotta have that. I'm gonna put the Supergirl meal, the KFC meal, in A tier. Now you could say that the sauces were not unique; they were the same sauces that they already had, just with the labeling. And chicken nuggets or chicken tenders are totally an option, and that's valid. You could say that. However, that drink was involved, and I fucking loved that drink. I think I bought, I bought the meal again and again to get that drink, and then I also bought that drink on its own 2 more times. So I think I've had that drink about 5 times. I love that Kryptonian drink. I thought it was amazing. So I'm going to put it in A tier. In S tier is one that I did not review on this channel, but I'm going to say the Superman Blizzard. Oh my God. That shit was life-changing for me. I posted a YouTube short about that, which I'll link right here. That shit was life-changing. That was the best ice cream I've ever experienced in my whole life. And because it was limited edition, I will never experience that joy again. You understand? Do you understand how meaningful that thing is to me? If someone came up to me saying that they could make me a Superman Blizzard and made it for me, I would be devoted to them for my whole life. I would do anything for them. I would spend so much money to have that again. I would spend so much money. I miss it. I tried replicating it too. I really did. I tried, but it just did not taste the same. It was just something about it was so good. And I don't remember. I think it was like a birthday cake thing. I think it was something with birthday cake, but I can't remember. So I tried making something with like banana and a blue raspberry and strawberry. It didn't work. It didn't taste as good. It was good. It wasn't Superman. And I still have the cup over there. And that Blizzard I had, I think, about 8 times. I got it. Man. And see, that's what goes in these tiers. And not in that bottom tier. Is like things that like they were new. They tried something. It's actually limited edition. I can't. I'm actually getting sad right now. I miss that Blizzard so much. But it's fine. So yeah, that's where I'm going to place these. I'm going to do more in the future. If there's a superhero movie with food, I'll do a movie and food review. So yeah, but that is it for today, guys. I think I got everything. I think I discussed everything about the movie that I want to discuss. If not, if I missed something, I will put it in the comments. I'll put it like in a pinned comment. I would really love to hear what you guys think about A, the movie, and B, my take on the movie. If you disagree with something or agree, put it in the comment section below. I love doing these for you guys. If you guys like them too, please let me know. I just want to know what people like on my channel, for real. So if you guys like this food content, if you guys like the horror games, if you like the superhero games that I play, just let me know, okay? I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. You mean everything to me. Making YouTube content is everything to me. So I appreciate every single one of you that clicks on this video, and especially that watches all the way through. Because I really try to put my heart and soul into every video. So, but that's going to do it. So with all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Star Power, out.
In New York, I'm making crazy. LA, bitch, she lazy. In Miami, got the hoes. Texas got the ladies.